Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by No Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, April 9th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to see the futures are trading higher this morning by about 4.5 points at the moment, right to around the 1849.5 level. So decent little uptick here by the futures. We'll see where this market trades out today. The market was able to capture a slight gain yesterday after a pretty good sell-off prior in the prior days. So we'll see where this market shifts out today. A couple of things to go over though. One, first off the bat, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to have the Fed minutes released. So there's a chance that could be a market moving event. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's always hard to say, but nonetheless, we will get that announcement out about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll see exactly how that plays out going forward. But again, Fed minutes coming out at 2 p.m. could be a market-moving event. We'll see how it goes. There are a few stocks, though, that are in the news here, and you should know about. We're going to start off with Constellation Brands. STZ is the ticker symbol here. And this is having a really good pop from the closing bell. Yesterday it closed at $81.48. You can see the stock right now is trading up at $85. Believe it or not, the stock has upside in my book to around $88.50, $88.75. It's a strong gap higher. The stock looks fine right now. So again, you'll hit some resistance at this $85 level, but it's only going to be minor. Gets through here, this stock can run up, believe it or not, till around to the $88.50, $88.75 level. That's where it would stall out. So again, Constellation Brands, good morning. I wouldn't short it here just because of the strength in the gap. So again, we'll see if it does trade higher, but it's definitely one of the stronger names that I'm seeing here today. Another stock on my radar today for a gap play is CTCT. This is called Constant Contact Email Service. Again, pretty good gap higher. Stock right now is trading at 25.25. It closed at 21.92. So I will have some gap levels in the chat room posted at 9 o'clock for this one. We will look to play this as a short scalp at some point. So again, we'll keep this one on the radar. Constant Contact, though, with a pretty good move this morning before the opening bell. Now, normally I don't even care about this stock, but I will cover it today, Alcoa, simply for the fact that it really is the stock that people look to as the start of earnings season. I don't think the stock is a big deal anymore. But nonetheless, it is trading higher. Closed at $12.53 yesterday. It is trading at $13.04 at the moment. I suppose it has upside to $13.50. $13.50 is where it should hit a pretty good resistance point. Watch for resistance in that area, $13.50, $13.55. There should be no more upside than that, if it even gets up there. So we'll see if that happens. I guess there's a chance the stock could trade up to that level, but there should be a ton of resistance around $13.50, $13.55. I really don't see the stock going much higher than that. But I figure I would cover Alcoa today. Again, they beat on one end of the spectrum. They lost. They disappointed on the other. I never could make much out of it. The stock always seems to somehow, trade up or down just a little bit. So I'm not going to make much out of Alcoa. That's where we stand. Let's take a look at Intuitive Surgical. ISRG is the ticker symbol. And what you're going to see here is that this stock closed at $489.84. It is now trading at $444.34. $444.34. So that's a pretty good decline. I will have some gap levels for this one as well. They will be posted up in the chat room, basically right around 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to have a couple of gap plays out here today, at least that. Let's take a look at General Motors. Looks like GM is in the news again. The stock right now, in my opinion, still has pretty good support at $33. But the longer this thing bases sideways, the more likely it can go down lower. So if it got down to 33 today, you'll have a little bit of support. The next level I'm seeing for the stock is really around $30.25. So again, be a little bit cautious with General Motors. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but nonetheless, the stock is in the news again today. So just can't get rid of the black eye at the moment. Another stock in the news is Toyota Motor. They're also having a big recall. Plus, remember, the dollar-yen chart has been somewhat on the weaker side, meaning the Japanese yen is strengthening. That is never a positive for Toyota. Right now, Toyota Motors trading around the 107 level. I have a very good level for Toyota today if it gets down to 103.59. So keep that on your radar. Let me just make sure that level is correct. But I do think that is a decent area. 103.59. Let's just make sure it's right on the money. Yep, could actually make it 103.50. So watch Toyota around 103.50. Should be a very, very good level if the stock does get down there today. After that, I suppose we would have another level for Toyota right around that's about it. 103.50. All right. If it goes lower, then it's going to go to 100. But 103.50 is what we're going to look at today. We'll see how that all shakes out and plays out. But right now, Toyota definitely on the weaker side. Stock closed at 109, trading at 107. 103.50, pretty good level. Let's move on here. We're going to talk about gold today. Gold is trading down a little bit, down about $5. Gold had a nice little pop yesterday. Today it is trading down about $5 on the session to basically, let's look at the chart here, 1304.20 an ounce. Let's go to the GLD, which is a good proxy for trading gold futures, and you'll see this is trading at 125.65. It closed at 126.09. So you're definitely seeing the reflection of that $5 in the GLD this morning. Trying to find a level here. Nothing that I'm seeing in particular. Overall, watch for the pattern on gold or the GLD. Really, right now, nothing terrible, down about $5. If the dollar yen starts to sell off, expect gold prices to find some support and start to move higher. If the dollar yen goes higher, I suppose that gold can go a little bit lower today. So keep that on the radar. Let's take a look at the oil market today. Oil is basically flat, just up 7 cents at the moment, right to around the 102.63 level. So again, we don't want to make too much out of oil, but it is well above the $100 level. That eats into the pockets of the U.S. consumer. Let's take a look here at the USO, which is trading above 37.05. Remember, the problems that are going on in the Ukraine, there are problems going on in the Middle East. These are all affecting the price of oil. So again, right now, oil markets are holding up very, very well. I don't really see much of a problem with them. Looking for some levels here. The only support level I see on the USO that I like is around $35, but I don't even think we're going to get down there today. So again, the oil market for the most part is doing very, very well. There's really nothing wrong with it right now. Let's just do a futures recap. Futures are now moving higher a little bit more. They're up $5 on the session. We'll see if they can hold the gains today by the closing bell, or do they come back in as we've been accustomed to seeing all last week. But either way you slice it or dice it, futures are higher by 5 points this morning ahead of the opening bell. With that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it there, short and sweet. Again, earnings season is kicking into gear really next week. We'll start to get a lot more stocks coming out reporting earnings. Right now, just a few that I mentioned are in play today. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts.